Aha! Now we're live.
Oh man, I had a good opening too, and no more countdown.
We're live.
From Panama.
There you
Lee,
go.
did you put a Panama tack on our map?
Someone already put that there from Panama. All right.
Panama.
You guys keep talking. I'll go switch that little page over.
Yeah.
I'll go edit.
I went to school from a guy from Panama. He was technically American, but he grew up there and spoke English and Spanish. It's an interesting guy.
Is it the Panama Canal? Is it Panama, Florida?
Oh, there might be a Panama, Florida.
I'm
I don't
going to
think so.
assume it's the country.
Really?
Yeah, why not?
All right.
With a name like Enrique, he's probably...
He's either from Panama, Russia, or...
He's going to say, I'm from Florida. All right, well, we're just going to assume we have someone in Panama. I just added it.
That's going to open the show by beating on one of our listeners.
Right.
Well, blah.
We
Hello,
tease because
everybody.
we love.
Yes.
I should probably-
We love you. Why? Because we love you. Hello, everybody. Welcome to the RC Roundtable live from various locations in the United States and not Panama. And Lee is what are you, Lee? Are you supposed to be Rudolph?
Yeah, come on, head on. It's the holiday season.
The Rudolph and the clown got together. Whatever. Well, anyways, we promised you a live show, and here we are with a live show.
Enrique just responded, Central America. You were right.
That sounds like Panama.
Lee,
Well, that's Panama,
Well-
Mexico.
well, no, I said Lee. I meant to say Fitz. I get
Yeah.
you guys confused all the time. You haven't used this headset before, have you?
I have
Not
not.
with us.
How
Oh.
do I sound?
Loud and clear.
Okay.
Are you going to
Yeah.
sell some ShamWows later?
You too can be an expert modeler in 10 easy steps by following these simple rules. Yeah, I decided to change the mic on my wireless set. I had another part of a wireless set. I noticed it had this nice little headset mic. I said, well, that's probably better than the lapel mic that Lee keeps complaining about. So I thought I'd give it a shot.
All right. Yeah, it's loud.
good.
Our audience members should be the one to make the decision. It sounds good here. Hopefully,
Okay.
can everybody see us and hear us well?
Yeah, let me know in the chat if we can hear us all okay. Everybody can hear Lee because he's got the theater voice, but it's Terry and I that are problem childs.
Right. I mumble and I talk softly.
Well, there was that one time when Fitz froze on us. Video.
No,
Yes.
Lee, I heard that our software that does this now has different audio levels. Like you can manage each person.
Oh, I could just mute you. How's
Probably the
that?
smart thing to do. Yeah.
I see mute. I don't know. I guess I could click on the settings here. And when you disappear, don't get mad at me. It actually says edit mic settings. I can actually kick you from the studio.
Well, there you go. All right.
Don't don't be mean to me.
I'll mind my manners.
Yes,
All right.
can be judged.
We have all the usual suspects coming in and a few new faces, new names. So hi, everybody. Thanks for joining.
Hello, everybody. Okay, Adam's here, so we can start. Yes, everybody, welcome to live here at the RC Roundtable. We love to see you guys in the chat. By all means, send us questions, comments, insults, whatever you want in the chat. We'll try to get to them. We've got a lineup of stuff to talk today. Where do we start? First of all, I guess there was nothing really new announced as products this week. Where is there? Just too close to Christmas to really make much of a difference.
I don't know.
Everybody should have bought their gear already.
Yeah. So I guess we got a couple of things that popped up, though. We have some new kits, apparently, from Carolina Customs. They are presumably offering some of the top flight kits. I haven't really taken a look at that. Have you guys taken a look at that?
No, I think it's all speculation. I saw something on one of the threads that Carolina Customs bought the rights to produce top flight kits. Not ARFs, but kits. So I haven't confirmed that. It's just a rumor.
Oh, so the rumor mill, you heard it here, whether it's accurate or not.
I'm guessing somebody among us can confirm or deny.
We are full of rumors.
Yeah.
Well, that'd be good if they do, because I noticed a lot of people were, at least online, complaining that they couldn't get the top flight kits anymore, and there was a lot of them were quite popular. How many were? You okay there, Lee?
I just had to pull that nose off. There we go. Now I look disheveled.
What if that qualifies as a mask if you walk into a store?
Just the nose.
Just the nose.
Just wrong with that. Well, hello everybody. I'm going to remind you, we have some more people coming in, so thanks for joining us, guys. And by the way, we have a kind of a loose list of topics today. So if you guys want to talk about something, let us know in the comments.
Yes.
We could all talk about what we were talking about earlier. Look how nice and neat Fitz's workshop is.
I think you broke into somebody else's house. That is not Fitz's workshop.
If he just reaches back, you'll see it's just a backdrop.
It's the green screen.
Fabric. all I put on display was the tail of my P47. So my new P47. But man, Fitz he decked it out for you guys tonight.
Hey, this is like 2 weeks, 3 weeks worth of work doing all this mess, cleaning up, building workbenches and stuff. So I can talk about that later, or we can talk about now. It's up to you guys. I don't know.
Well, did you, in the process of cleaning up, did you find things that you forgot you had?
Oh yeah, in fact, I almost sent you a picture.
Well, you did send us a picture of a wing. Remember?
A wing?
A wing that you were missing?
Oh yeah. That. Yeah. Oh yeah. I felt bad about that. So yeah, I found some crucial parts of a plane I thought had gotten disposed of, and they didn't. They were in some dusty corner. I found a couple of kits I had forgotten that I had, including a little seaplane. I have an Icon 5 seaplane that I had no idea I forgot I had.
Isn't that the one you got in North Carolina?
No, another one.
Oh.
I had completely forgotten, and I had to sit there for several minutes, like, how did I forget I had this? And then I remembered, oh yeah, somebody had reminded me that some place was having a sale on airframes, and I ended up picking one up for some ridiculous amount of money, ludicrously low amount of money. So it's just the airframe. There's no electronics in it, but
it's like an archaeological find in Fitz's garage right now.
Yes. Yeah, a few other things. I found an EDF that I completely forgotten I had. It was in a box. I was like, why is this box not labeled? And I opened it up. Wow, where did this come from? Either I'm getting old, or I've got too many stuff that I've.
Is the Ark of the Covenant back there too?
Yeah, probably.
If his face starts melting off, we'll know.
I found a perfectly
open the box.
I found a perfectly good Spectrum compatible receiver, new in a package. I'd forgotten I had, like an 8-channel one or something. Yeah,
DSM or DSM2 or DSM?
Oh, DSMX.
Okay, so fairly new.
Fairly new. So I was, because I needed some extra Spectrum receivers. I had a box of stuff that I hadn't organized yet. So you can see all kinds of box things. I've been making multiple runs for quite a while to the Home Depots and stuff to get some boxes and stuff. Actually, they're getting low. I wonder what you do. Hey, like no little containers. People are buying them out or something.
We'll find out for us. Fitz, we don't have any more for you.
Yeah. But the biggest deal, you can see the workbenches that I scratch built those. Those have hollow core doors for the top, and just basically 2x4s that I screwed together. There's one. I actually made 3 of them, plus another roll-around workbench, plus a kit that I got from Harbor Freight that has drawers on and stuff. So I ended up building 5 workbenches after cleaning up a lot of floor space. All floor space was a mess as well. So stage 1 was clean up the floor space, organize everything, shoving things away, throwing things away, whatever. And then stage 2 was organizing with the different workbenches. I only planned on building like 2. And it worked out so well. I was like, man, I think I could squeeze another one in. Oh, wait a minute, I got the floor space. Let me squeeze another one in.
Okay, so here's a game we're going to play right now. And I hope everybody watching is enjoying this. But Fitz, I want you to go back and point to a random box, and everybody has to guess what's in the box.
Just point to a random box?
Point to a random box, and let's guess what's in the box.
Do your best, Brad Pitt.
Exactly. What's in the box?
I don't get that reference.
Oh, you haven't seen 7?
No.
Oh, okay.
Oh, well, we won't ruin it then.
Yeah. But you got to pick one.
There.
Hope that's not what's in Fitz's boxes.
Is that close enough to point, or do I need to get closer?
You probably need to go touch it. Yeah, we'll see what it is. Because I'm trying to think of, like, in my hobby shop, what would I need to put there? Oh my God, look at all those look at all that. Oh,
I broke something.
Make him fall down.
Now, while Fitz is away, everybody else take a mental snapshot, and we're going to compare the mess as it evolves from week to week.
It's in the box. I'll put it off camera a little bit.
You'll have to give us hints and so forth. That is man. Look at that setup. I mean, I have some trays up here, and I mean, I used to have a lot of these boxes up here. They're on the ground now because I keep getting to grab one, and like I can't reach them because there's wings or something in front of my table. So I just like put them right there. I bet I could probably grab 5 right now in front of me. But I label mine.
Actually, I had no idea what was in the box either until I picked it up. I thought it was something else.
While we're on the show, we should get a label maker out and start labeling all this stuff. Oh,
Way ahead of you. Way ahead of you.
does your label maker have a label that says label maker?
You just said here, but I actually did start labeling a couple things, so I've been slowly as I'm organizing. But I'm going to have to go through another phase where I go through all these boxes and get them more organized and consolidated and that kind of stuff. So.
How much does that box weigh? I don't think you have servos in there. I'm going to guess you have.
No, weighs a couple pounds.
I can't see it.
Oh, he is clear, so you have to pretend you can't see it. But I was just trying to.
Okay.
I'm already getting some answers there, Fitz.
Somebody in the chat is close.
Oh,
right, actually, for at least part of the contents.
Oh, wow. Awkwardly long forceps. Someone heard the podcast. That box would be this big.
Yeah, I don't think they fit in the box.
Do you have those handy Fits?
Yeah, I think I do. Hold on a second.
Oh, come on.
Right here.
That's great. If y'all listen to the show, I laugh so hard. Look. It's just.
Yeah, I can really reach out and touch somebody.
Oh man, you're gonna every time you use them, you're gonna have a little chuckle to yourself.
These things are awesome. I haven't used them yet, but I'll find a use for them.
All
All right. So let's do this 20 question style.
Oh, that may have 2 question style.
Well, yeah, 5 question style. So is it a type of engine?
No.
Okay.
Is it electronic?
No.
Your turn, Terry.
I was seeing if somebody was posting a question. You guys come up with a yes or no question.
Well,
I'll fill in the blanks. Is it leftover parts to a model?
Ooh, I got tons of those boxes.
Yes. Kind of.
Is it to a crashed plane?
It could be.
Oh man. This was not on our agenda.
For good reason.
Yeah.
Okay, one more guess, Terry. We'll just open the box, and then he'll have to, or give us a hint.
Is it hardware?
No, not by
You've just been offered $20 for what's in the box. Is that a good deal?
I don't know. Is it worth more than $20? It's probably worth more than $20, maybe. It's all right. So I guess I delayed long enough. Huh?
Yeah.
It's actually a bunch of random stuff. It's not really one thing, but it has a theme. There's a spinner for a Dynam 109.
Okay.
2 more spinners for something. I have no idea what they're for.
So is it a spinner box?
It's got some spinners and props. So some more spinners for something. I'm not even sure. Oh, this might be for the my little Tony. Extra spinner parts. Spinner for the P-51, the E-Flight.
Oh, they're all new too.
Yeah, I bought some extra stuff. Guess what this is?
Canopy for
a scale helicopter.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I bought a replacement canopy. I put it in there because it actually should go somewhere else, but who else?
I was going to say, one of these things doesn't belong here.
Leftover suspension piece from my turbo timber. Extra one. When I replaced it.
Hey,
piece of wood from one of my planes.
See, so you impressed us by having them all put there, but you just threw everything in the boxes and then put them right back in.
Oh, and some fishing swivels. Yes. Okay. Actually, this guy needs to go in the other box. I couldn't find the other box temporarily, so I stuck them in here for now. But actually, in fact, I'm going to keep it out.
You're welcome.
This was just a random box of stuff. There's lots of other random boxes, but I I actually thought it was something else until I pulled it out. So I guess I need the put the label maker on it,
Yeah.
maybe.
Assorted stuff.
I was going to say he's going to have 20 labels that all say not sure, maybe wheels.
Right.
So I'm going to put a label on it. Let's see.
Well, while Fitz is labeling, there's another labeling we wanted to talk about. We mentioned this in the show. We had the idea of having a map to show where everybody who listens to our show is from. So I'm going to see if I can pull up my share screen here real quick.
When you say we had the idea, it's all Lee.
Okay, it's all me. So I found this online program called Z Maps, and you can basically just create a fun little interactive map. You can use it for any program. So if you need a map and you need to point like where things are, like these are where our branch offices are. There we go. So all I did was go through our last 2 years of emails of anybody who sent us a request for a sticker or entered a contest, and I just quickly went through. So if you're on the West Coast, you can see we're very weak on the West Coast.
Yeah, they don't use email in the West Coast or something.
Nobody loves us in New Mexico or Arizona. But if you want, just go ahead and text your city and state or country, Panama, Enrique, and let us know, and I'll add it during the show because it'd be kind of neat to see. Look, we got that one guy way out there across the pond. He was on our show a while back, so that would be great if you guys do that for us. I will update that map and we'll keep up with it. It'll be kind of cool.
Yeah, that'd be fun. All right, I want to go back to Fitz's screen. Make him the prime.
You bet. I should have done that before. I apologize.
No, it's okay.
Oh,
yeah. Ed Sheboygan.
What do I do?
No, you're fine.
Your quality went down a little bit, so hopefully it'll get back up.
Oh, yeah. Jiggle the cord. So the airplane behind you, I'm going to guess that that's a B-25, but
Which one?
The balsa plane.
Yes.
Yes, it's a B-25?
It's a B-25. Very good.
All right.
Good for just seeing a hunk of wood. Good
Did
eyes.
you get that one at Georgetown?
No. I've actually had this for quite some time, but I didn't have any room to put it, to work on it. So now that I've got Workbench-orama, I decided to pull it out. I got it from a local club member, one of the people in my club. I decided to stick it on a workbench as a kind of inspiration to start working on it again.
All right, cool.
Made by Wing Manufacturing. It's one of those old wing kits.
Right.
So
Is it going to be electric or wet fuel?
I think I'll make this electric.
Okay.
Yeah. I haven't decided on a paint scheme. In fact, today I was looking at trying to find some paint schemes for it, or I was looking for something unusual or colorful or something. But I'm also kind of wanted to make it a J model, which has all the guns except for the
the short nose, and even the big 75, or is it different?
No, I guess it still has the blister guns, but it'll have the glass nose. I don't know if I want to. I haven't decided yet exactly. Yeah, early on, I was going to make it a water bomber that can actually drop water or something. But then I ended up getting a CL-415 kit.
Oh, okay.
So like, well, that's a water bomber, so maybe I'll just make it a regular military.
Were there actually B-25 water bombers?
Yes, there were. I found some pictures of them. They had some pretty nice paint schemes on them too, actually.
Interesting. Okay.
Yeah, I had 2 or 3 different ones. You can search online.
Okay, cool. Well,
anything else at his table you want to talk about before we pull them out?
you asking me?
Yeah, is there anything else back there you want to look at? I see that.
No, I'm just trying to take it all in.
Oh, and you see, I had to put some extra lights too that weren't there. I put the tables on. I was like, why is it so dark over here in the corner? Oh, crap. So, and you can see the Habu STS. I just put the video out. Right. And then, of course, Lee knows the Mini Aerostar.
Mm-hmm.
And, Lee, you didn't see this little thing I picked up right there?
Barely. No.
Well, what is it?
Yeah.
Terry knows what it is.
The Scout?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
No, that's a Scout. Is it a Scout?
Mini Scout? Is that what it's called?
No.
No, I know about that.
Behind the Mini Aero Scout.
That. Yeah. Okay.
I can't see it.
Well, my screen name is a clue.
Okay. It's a Kaio show something? Did you? Oh, did he get a T-33 too?
No.
Nope.
Was there another plane? A Zero.
No.
He already has one of those.
I would just assume he'd get another Zero. I cannot see it, so I apologize. It's it's a box. I see something behind there, but I don't know what it is. Am I supposed to go through all the Kyosho planes? Is it
No.
something you've wanted?
Yeah, I guess, shall we show him?
Yes.
Okay, hold on. Let me hear from some.
Alrighty.
He showed me pictures the other day, and I got all kinds of jealous right away.
Jelly? You got
Headphone.
jelly?
Yeah.
He's got to flip it. Oh, cool. Okay. That is neat. Where did you get that, buddy? Tell us the story. Tell us the find.
This came from somebody had met me or seen me at Scobie, I believe it was, either swap meet or had seen some of my videos and realized I was local. He says, "Hey, I've got an old Kyosho plane.
Wow.
Would you be interested in it?" And so we had this flash, basically new in a box. It's got a little bit of box rash in it, but basically this is new electric. This is the one. Did you see it has the geared motor drive?
Oh, that's right. You showed a picture of that, so I didn't know what it came from.
So yeah, it came from this. It's got wherever it is. I put it in here somewhere.
Well, it's probably the same drive that I have on my Cardinals.
Yeah, they probably use the same drive for all their planes. So it was just really let me open it. See if I can find it real quick.
Here we go, folks. Reveal time.
Reveal time. Yeah, here it is. This is Le Mans. Was it 240? Le Mans 248. This is an 05 can motor, RC car motor, basically. Kyosho had O series Le Mans motors for their RC cars on a gearbox.
And in a hollow ABS plastic airframe, it echoes. It growls your aircraft. Yeah, I flew one time on that thing, and I swapped out the motor.
Yeah, I think the fuselage is sort of the hollow plastic. It is a hollow plastic, but the wings are built up wood, which is real nice, covered with something.
And it originally used a subsea 6 or 7 cell battery.
Yes, they call for a 6 or 7 cell NICAD. You can see a picture on the side here. Right there.
Have you looked up when that was originally released?
I didn't.
I'm gonna guess
gotta be the 80s.
No, I would guess like mid 90s, but maybe not.
I think it's older than that. Huh?
I'm going to go with older too.
See a copyright on it or anything like that.
I'm saying late 80s.
Yeah.
All right, that's possible.
Maybe early 90s. It looks like it's got a pretty good wing size for it, so it should be a good flying plane, especially on modern equipment. I
think that I have talked Fitz into flying it stock first before he upgrades it.
Even with NICADs?
Yep. I had him looking for NICADs the other day. I don't know if he followed through.
I did. I was going to go to the hobby store. Next time I go to the hobby store, I was going to pick up a NICAD pack.
Nice.
Since all mine are dead.
This is payback for us making him build plywood overcast. He's going to start sending us old planes and we have to fly them stock.
Fly this brick stock. So anyways, so I'm going to take a full advantage. I actually started working on some other projects too that I have on my other workbenches. So since I am modeling ADD, I can kind of now bounce back and forth between different projects, right? So
you just have a rotating chair in the middle.
Yeah, it's like a model buffet. Right?
Yeah.
So I want to respond to someone's comment. Crash and dash. It says I'm building a Royal. Oh, see, I forgot how you can do this thing. But there you go. Carved tree to reassemble aircraft.
Yeah,
right. It is a box of logs. Those Royal.
That's a log with the instructions: make plane.
I mean, I think trying to even mail that today would be crazy. Just the cost because of the weight to ship that box.
Yeah. But those are Royals are Maritakus. I have a Royal Zero as well. Actually, 2 Royal kits. Royal Zero. And I got a really rare, it's under the Maritaku original name, a Raiden.
Oh, cool.
Which I had to order for way too much money from overseas because it was really rare and I wanted one. So I haven't built it yet.
Cool.
But I think it's got a really long aluminum cowl, which is it's just amazing to look at it. I don't know how they did it.
How big is that?
It's 40 size, but the cowl is still like, a foot long or something. It's really because the real plane had a really long nose and it's tapered, so it's just pretty amazing piece of metalwork.
Oh, nice. Right, where were we going from our agenda? How did we get here?
You got distracted by shiny things behind me.
That's true.
We could talk about Andy Clancy.
Oh, sure. So, Andy Clancy, again, I think late 80s, 90s would have been the era of the Lazy Bee, and that was kind of a sensation there for a while.
Yeah, Lazy Bees are all over the place.
Yeah. Well, he went away, but now he's back. And
is he bigger than ever?
All right. So you can buy Clancy kits and plans again.
Wow.
And I sent you guys, yeah, there it is. There's the website. There you go. I don't know what else to say about it other than I assume that the plans are unchanged. I don't know if the kits are laser cut or what. It might say on there, but
I think it's slope core, a picture. That's new, isn't it? I don't remember ever seeing anything like that.
Yeah, it's not new. If you guys follow, oh gosh, what's the guy on Facebook? John Woodfield, the guy in England who does a lot of slope soaring.
Oh, yeah.
He had built one, so I don't know if there's any collaboration there or how that worked out, but I saw his first, and then when I saw this website, I saw that they had a glider.
Skis, and float ski things.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, that's a huge one. Wow.
Quarter scale?
Yeah.
It really existed. There was one at Small Steps this past year, and he had like disco lights on it. It had headlights and flashing lights and stuff on it. It was really neat.
Yeah, a friend of mine here has a big bee that he built, and it's got tons of lights in it. It's really cool.
Cool.
Oh, there's a Cox one.
Yeah.
Down left? Yeah, I forgot Cox had made one.
Anyway, I thought that was cool that he's still around, and I know there's still a lot of fans of his stuff. Very unique and very distinctive designs. I think you can pick a Clancy design out of a crowd.
Yeah,
so
that's good. Hopefully he sells lots of kits and we get to see some.
Yeah, I don't know if I showed you guys pictures of this. I probably did on my Neat Fair recap, but Thayer Syme built a Stagger Bee, which is kind of a stagger wing model, and he built it as a 3-motor plane. And it looks super cool.
It looks like you could take 2 of those and make a was it Cudicel? Flying Flea?
Oh, yeah, maybe.
Kind of, sort of.
It would be
standoff scale one.
Similar, yeah. That'd be fun. And I guess you'd have to have the tilting wing for elevator in the front.
Yeah, just make it, put it on a tilt.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, it may not be a bad idea.
Yeah, you need more projects.
I was going to say, add that to your list.
Yeah, I know. Tell me about it. I was thinking like, what do I start now? Now I have some space. Which project do I need to work on? Ones that are partially built, start a new one, combination. I don't know. The world will never know.
Yeah.
I'm half expecting Terry to tell us of a find he had, this week while we shared our story last week.
Yeah. Visit any basements lately?
Actually, no. I told you guys last time we talked about it that I had a few deals I was working on, and I'm still working on those same deals.
Oh, really?
So yeah, they're just really slow moving. I'm not sure why. Yeah, it's hard to, I guess, contact people and with all the restrictions and stuff. So
it takes time to embezzle the money.
Right. So we'll see if anything happens, but I'm not going to jinx them by telling you what they are yet. If they happen, I will show you the results, but for now, I'm just going to keep quiet.
All righty. Well, speaking of airplanes, though, Fitz, you do have a plane on your back bench there. Did you want to talk about the Aero Scout, right?
Oh, yeah. So you can see the mini Aero Scout. That will be a review in Park Flyer, their sister magazine.
Park Pilot.
Park Pilot. Coming up. And so I test flew it at the Pearl Harbor Day fly-in.
Pearl Harbor Remembrance, yeah.
Pearl Harbor Remembrance, yes. Pearl Harbor Remembrance fly-in that we talked about in the last podcast. I met Lee there. I asked Lee, hey, since you're coming, would you mind bringing your photo camera to take some still pictures of it? So, photo camera.
As opposed to your sound camera.
Yes. His big arse DLSR with the lens you can see the moon craters on the moon with.
Which, funny enough, my son got a hold of the camera and he started taking pictures.
How did he stand upright with that thing?
Yeah, really.
He did. he had a better appreciation for me after he held that thing for a long time and had it around his neck, because his head was like this.
Got to prop him up against the fence.
Yeah.
Well, Fitz, we talked about going to the event in the podcast. We didn't actually talk about the event. You want to talk? Want to share your thoughts on it?
Yeah, we should. I guess maybe you start. You got there first before
Wait,
I did.
hold on. Not so fast.
What?
We're still talking about the mini Aero Scout.
It's an airplane. It flies.
1 cell, brushed, brushless, 2 cells.
One cell, one 800 milliamp hour cell. It's brushed with about a 4-inch prop on it. Interesting, they would brush, but for the type of plane it is, it works okay.
Brushed and geared.
Direct drive.
Okay.
Brush, direct drive, pusher prop. I guess the big difference is it's smaller than a regular Aero Scout, but they also changed it to a tail wheel, to a tail dragger.
Okay.
And a steerable tail wheel. I actually tested it on a pavement at my club here. Nice flying little plane. It's got his little controller. It's nothing fancy, but it flies pretty nice. I let Lee's son fly it, and he took to it real quickly and liked it. Seemed to like it at least. Nice. Good flight time. You think with a brush motor you wouldn't fly that long, but I timed it like 10 minutes. I could fly the thing.
Nice.
And it's mildly aerobatic. You got to think ahead when you do aerobatics, but it can do some basic stuff. Easy to fly. No real. It's just a great little backyard flyer kind of thing.
Right. AS3X and safe.
No stabilization at all.
Ooh, really?
Yeah, it's old school.
Okay.
Yeah, it's
And are the servos built into a brick, or is it separate receiver and servos?
It's a brick. It's a receiver, speed controller, servo brick.
Okay.
It takes like 2 seconds to put together. You snap on the landing gear, 1 screw for the wing, and you're done. Pre-bound.
Ailerons?
Rudder, elevator. That's it. Throttle.
Okay. Cool.
Yeah.
All right. Your review is now worthless and redundant. So.
Well, I got more things to say about it, but there's no pretty pictures in this podcast. So you want to see the pretty pictures? Yeah. So you got to get the magazine for the pretty pictures.
All right. Fine.
Anyways.
So now the Pearl Harbor Remembrance Day, or are you going to go back to the plane again?
Yeah, just real quick. I know a lot of people talk about the full-size Scout and apparently like it a lot. So I've been wanting to try one, and I was interested to see how the Mini compares. So it sounds like it's a pretty good little airplane.
Yeah, it's pretty. Oh, wait, Model Aircraft is in the chat. I can't say too much more. What Aero Scout? I don't know what you're talking about. And look, Elvis. Have I talked about the B-25?
Here, I can fix that. We just do this where we can just remove him. Fitz didn't say anything.
And it's funny because somebody in the club actually has the big one too, and he's flying it around. And he seemed to really like it. He flew it all the time, so I thought it was interesting. So they're a popular plane. I didn't really notice them before, but I can see the advantage. Especially, well, I'm getting into the article. Read the article. I'll talk about my other thoughts about it. So, anyways, but it's nice and happy to have it.
All right, cool. All right, you can move on to Pearl Harbor, but at some point I want to ask you about the Habu, because we did talk about it as a new product announcement weeks or months back, and I think all three of us kind of said, meh, a beginner jet, we're not buying it. So I want to see what your thoughts are now that you've actually flown one. We'll come back to that.
Did you see his video?
I did, but he didn't say, oh, by the way, I didn't predict this was going to be great.
Okay.
Or I didn't buy into the notion. So.
Okay. Well, we'll talk about that later in the show then.
Okay.
Stay tuned. We'll talk about the Habu, my experiences and adventures with the snake that doesn't bite.
Okay.
Come on, you guys. You don't like my tortured metaphors?
No, not really. Okay. All right, Pearl Harbor.
Banzai! Oh, sorry.
Wrong side. Too soon.
Too soon?
Yeah.
Okay, I'll wait another 100 years. All right, Lee, you start. Like I said, you got there first. So what did you see when you got there?
Planes. I posted photos. Go to our Facebook page. I have a gallery from photos we took, and some were from. Did I post? Yeah.
You posted
Ryan.
some.
Yeah. Well, Ryan took some photos at the end of the day with the camera that I posted. So he's got a really nice one of that Sky Raider, that white/gray Sky Raider that flew. So he put that one up. I mean, I put some of his photos up there. He also was the one who got the the Oscar flipping over. I think that was Keith.
Yeah.
Was it Keith or Super Dave's?
I think that was Super Dave's.
Maybe it was Super Dave's.
I think it was Super Dave's.
So yeah, that sucker just touched and flew over, kind of like my Corsair. Darn it.
We have to break in. We were talking about the Pearl Harbor event. What do they call it?
Pearl Harbor Remembrance.
Okay, at Space City RC Club in where? Katy, Texas. Just west of Houston.
Yeah, this is there. They have it every year in around the December 7th time frame. It's completely free. Just they accept donations if you wish to do that. And it's a really nice little cozy fun fly for, generally speaking, warbirds show up, but apparently I guess anything can fly.
Mini Aeroscout.
Anything can fly. Yeah. The Aeroscout flew.
Yeah, Aeroscout flew, and I saw a couple of sport planes that flew.
We put meatballs on it.
The kill marks on it. But the large majority are warbirds, and they do like to see warbirds that flew in a Pacific theater, generally speaking. And we actually had a gaggle of just zeros or Japanese planes, because there was one or two not zeros in there. But
well, and I think we should talk about the zeros. So lead into that.
Sure. There were more than zero zeros.
No, talk about our zeros.
Oh yeah. So I think I mentioned last time we talked about before. We met up to go to an estate sale, and I picked up a zero. Which one was it? The
Fly Zone.
Yeah, the Fly Zone Zero. I threw the box away, so I can't remember. In fact, it's right behind me, kind of right there hanging upside down over the yellow plane. And Lee brought his, and so Lee says, "Hey, let's go fly them together and do a little mini formation thing." So we both were able to take off, and we had a good time. Just kind of my first flight, though. It was my first flight ever, and I had some issue. I ran out of down trim. Apparently, it had a little bit of mechanical up trim or something in it. So the first flight was me kind of holding down elevator. Crowd. So I was able to fly it around, but I had to when I landed, I needed to adjust some linkages. And the second flight was really good. But it's a nice flying plane. It's a really, really good flying plane.
I don't like to say I told you so, but I told you so.
You told me so, yes.
Did you fly it on 4S?
Yes, I only flew it on 4S.
Okay.
Everybody's, you and Lee said, no, don't fly it on 3S, fly it on 4S.
Well,
and 4S.
I had full throttle trying to keep up with Fitz.
Were you flying 4S?
I'm sorry?
Were you also on 4S?
I was on 4S too, but he was like just on.
Oh, and I had a bomb too.
Yeah, did you drop the bomb? I don't remember seeing you do that.
Yes, I did.
Okay.
Yeah, so I dropped it there. Yeah.
It drops with flaps, right?
Yes. So you just throw in a little bit of flaps, and the bomb pops off. And
should have taken the bomb while I was there. Sorry, Fitz. A bird snatched it and flew away. Quick, Ryan, hide this. No, we had fun. I think it was fun to have both of our zeros up there. They are fun to fly.
Yeah.
And if you can get your hands on a Fly Zone Zero, I recommend it. I think Terry was spot on. He said this is a really good one to fly. And I think the first time I flew it was over at JSC, the Warbird event there. Oh. And yeah, so the first time I flew was 3S, and I put the 4S in there, and I was like, Terry's right. But yeah, there were all kinds of stuff. And then, poor Fitz. Fitz kept bringing. Ryan was helping him bring stuff, but I think every plane you brought, something was missing or something was wrong. And then I remember you looking around, going, "I left my cowl at home," but you flew it anyway.
Yeah, I brought my big 80-inch Zero, and it's got a two-piece cowl because I made the cowl two-piece so I can put the batteries in through the firewall, and then put the bottom piece on, and it kind of just sort of slides in, snaps in. And for some reason, I forgot the lower piece, even though I looked 3 times before I left to make sure I didn't forget anything, and I still overlooked the cowl sitting on the workbench. And so I was a little peeved about that, but I said, well, heck it, I'll just fly it anyways.
And he did.
So it flew several times. The last flight, I didn't tell you guys, the last flight where it came in, I think it was after the gaggle. I flew it in a big gaggle we had. When I landed, I think the wind shifted, and I was landing downwind.
It was a long landing.
Yeah, that's what happened. The wind shifted.
No, the wind was sort of light and variable, and I had a problem with one of the flap servos, so I couldn't use flaps because only one flap was coming down. Yeah. Yeah, one flap was kind of going. It was like, okay, we'll be using flaps. Because the other
cowl, sketchy flaps. What else?
Because the other flight, they had a perfect landing, but this one, I landed a little bit long, and then it flipped over when it landed. And so I was like, okay, well, I was out for the day. I think I had what was the last flight of the day, anyways? And I think I knocked the cowl mounts off. But when I got home, I realized that the firewall itself was hanging on by a thread.
Oh no!
Yeah. So I don't know if that happened flip or in flight or what, but it's going to take some serious surgery to fix it. It's kind of a. So I'm almost at the point. It's like, do I really want to fix it, or do I just want to?
You can do it. You have tables.
Yeah, I have the tables now. Yes, so it needs some repair work, but it flew really well. First time I flew with a little bomb. That's another thing I found while cleaning up. I found the drop tank for the 9-0. I was like, oh, that's where it went. So I was able to fly it with the drop tank. And I had a problem with you mentioned the zeros. I brought 3 zeros. I bought the Fly Zone electric one. I bought my 4-stroke 50 size Kyosho Zero and a big electric one. And I went to try to fly the 4-stroke one, and the 4-stroke one that normally cranks right up would not crank at all. It was not running. It wouldn't crank. It wouldn't even pretend to run. And so I don't know. The global igniter looked like it was running just fine. The little needle went up and stuff. So I'm not sure what's going on. And in the process of trying to start it, I think it kicked over, backfired, and the whole spinner prop assembly just flew off and exploded. And then I walked around for 5 minutes trying to find all the pieces that were all over the grass. So I think there's a problem with the tank because it's the way it was leaking or something. So I need to go and really thoroughly go through it and see what's going on with it, take the cowl off and stuff. So I was a little upset that it wasn't running because that's another nice flying plane, got a nice sounding engine to it.
But you had fun.
I had fun. I had a lot of fun. I was able to fly, watch some neat stuff fly around, talk with the guys, and it was a good time. Not sorry I went, and one of the vendors was there, so I was able to pick up some goodies as well. So it was a good. The weather was great too, as well. So,
yeah.
Do they have awards or organized events?
Not for that. They just, they'll have the the Zero flight. So they'll have anybody who's flying a Zero or Japanese aircraft. But yes, Tomas from Legend Hobby. Is it Hobby or Hobby?
Hobby. I think it's just one hobby.
Hobby, yeah, one hobby. Singular.
There's only one.
Yeah, so I will tell you that I called him too, and he was a sponsor of the event, but he gave me goodies for my P-47.
Oh, good. Yeah, that's right. You went on Sunday too. You went 2 dadays.
Mm-hmm. I brought my Tiger Cat for Sunday.
How was it Sunday? Because I wasn't able to make it.
You know what? You were talking about the winds being variable. I think the winds changed on Sunday too. Yeah. So I think it was a little breezier on Sunday. But I had a good time. I came to pick up those parts and then turn around. So we got about 2 flights in with a Tiger Cat and came home.
Oh, nice.
All right. Well, cool. Glad you guys made it out there. And thanks, Space City RC Club.
Yeah, kudos to the Space City RC Club. They had a great event, great people, and look forward to next year.
We'll announce it when they have their Warbird. That's another fun event to go to. So,
yeah.
I guess we would have announced it in the last episode, but we didn't get it released in time.
Yeah. Oh well. We went. We saw. We posted photos for everyone. All right.
Okay.
What else is on our list?
Let's see. Do we have anything we missed? Holy Toledo! I guess the Toledo people are organizing some sort of swap meet. I forgot.
I don't know. Frame. I don't know if it's the same Toledo people or new Toledo people. I don't know. Again, maybe somebody watching knows more details than I do. But I just received an email that said Toledo show is back on and had a web link. Lee, can you bring up the website?
I will try. I don't know where it was, but I'll look for it.
I think it's just ToledoSwapMeet.com or something like that. But it didn't look like the same thing that we've heard about before. It's not really an.
Is there anybody watching us that would like to correct us?
Everybody wants to correct us.
Yeah, before it was an expo show. Now they're just trying to, I guess, make it like the one in Georgia, just a big swap meet.
I don't know. They call it a swap meet, but they also talk about vendors or something like that.
Well, you get vendors at a swap meet. It's still selling stuff.
Maybe. It sounds like there may be more than just that. I don't know.
You ever mentioned vendors?
Having vendors?
Yeah.
Could be a big, nice big buy-sell trade show.
Maybe.
Nothing wrong with that.
So people have pointed out that it doesn't mention the location yet, so we don't know if it's in the same facility.
Good
We
point.
don't know if it's the same people. I mean, we don't know anything yet, other than there's an attempt to put something in that void that was once the Toledo show.
Battle
But
Space Prep.
You are correct. It's ToledoRCSwapMeet.com.
Ah, okay.
Well, it's interesting. Now, how far away is that from you, Terry? I know it's kind of in your area.
Ooh, I'll have to look. I'm going to say like 5 hours. I might be making that up, but I think around 5. That's enough to justify a day trip or
You can do a day trip. You leave very early. Yeah.
Yeah.
I've done day trips like that, 5-hour drives.
Sure.
Yeah.
How far is it for you guys?
I don't even want to think about it.
Does Southwest fly into Toledo? You get a $40 round trip ticket. That's worth it.
Well, we were already talking about doing the Perry swap meet.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
Is that still something you guys are serious about?
I am. You are, Lee.
I'm good.
All right. You heard it here. Everybody watching, keep their feet to the fire.
Fitz will have his new car then, right?
Good luck. Did I tell you about when I talked to a dealer? I think I told you guys, didn't I?
No.
Oh, okay. So I
You drove in with the Audi and he just started laughing.
No. Actually, it was through a third sort of a mediator. My wife's cousin, her husband is always buying cars with a particular dealer, and he's in real good with them. And so I said, yeah, I'm looking for this car, this make and model. And so he's okay. Let me call my dealer buddy and see what he says. Then he gets back to me and says, oh, my dealer buddy says you're not going to get it until mid to late next year. Don't even think about it, basically.
Wow. Because you have to order it or what?
Apparently, no. Apparently, you just can't get them. They're not producing them enough or fast enough, or there's like none in Texas. So it's just unobtainium.
Is it a Tesla?
Or not really unobtainium. There are some in the States. I looked around, but they're for inflated prices and not a state.
He's getting a Cybertruck.
No, it's nothing fancy. It's the RAV4, Toyota RAV4, but it's the Prime. It's the hybrid, plug-in hybrid version.
Golden version.
Interesting. Okay.
And it's a new model. It's new for 2021. And apparently, I guess maybe because of production, limited production because of COVID or whatever, that they're just not making that many this year, and they're not going to ramp up until next year or something like that. So I said, get it. And that's really the one I had my eyes set on. That seemed to meet my requirements. And so, we did talk about this, maybe Lee, I think.
I think you did mention it to me.
Yeah, because we're talking about alternatives, because my car is, I don't know how long it's going to last. So I may need to get an intermediary vehicle, lease or something.
I think we talked about that during dinner with Nathan.
Yeah, we did. And you give me ideas.
Buy a minivan.
I just buy a cheap minivan to drive around for a while.
Yeah, it was Nathan. Now I remember we were doing it during dinner.
Yeah. So, anyways.
You got a RAV4 for Fitz?
Yeah, anybody a RAV4? Anybody in the northern states can get me one? So, yeah. So if we go to Toledo or we'll have to take the Lee's giant mobile.
I don't want to spend an hour talking about my truck though.
Yeah. All right. So, all right. Well, it's that. We want to go into something else. What else do we have? We can talk about.
Well, we can go back to the Habu if you want.
Sure. We can talk about the Habu. Habu.
Yeah, go grab that thing.
Excuse me while I whip the Habu out.
All right. Oh, first of all, now you can hear me. First of all, is that going to be a magazine review or just your channel?
Just my channel.
Okay.
I'm going to go over this way. So this is the Habu STS. If you're not familiar, we talked about this a few shows ago. And this one is, they advertise this as a trainer jet. Not a jet trainer, but a primary trainer. If they say, if you've never flown a plane before, you can get this as your first plane and learn to fly on it.
An all-terrain ducted fan.
All-terrain ducted fan. Look at these huge wheels. Yes. So we talked about that. Said, well, that's an interesting concept. Well, how would you make a jet that's kind of docile enough to train on? And so I have one, and I flew it, and I produced a video on it. What would you like to know, Terry?
We were speculating that the wing on that is bigger than a regular Habu wing. Is that the case?
I will. Well, I've got a Habu hanging up, so I'm putting it next to it that you can't see. Yeah, I'd say it's slightly bigger.
Okay.
I'd have to measure it. We're measuring live here.
Terry.
I never thought about that. So 12.
You've opened a 6-pack of worms.
12. Well, that's got more of a root.
Okay.
I had to do the calculations, but it's not that much difference. It's pretty much the same, I think, roughly speaking.
Okay.
Yeah, but I think this is significantly lighter. It's got a thicker airfoil. You've got these leading edge strakes.
Oh, okay. So it's different.
It's different, yes.
And you're saying the airplane is lighter than the other one?
This is probably a lot lighter, yeah.
How do you figure?
Well, the other Habu, which Habu are you talking about anyways? I have a fiberglass one.
Oh, is that what you're comparing it to?
Yeah, that's the only one I have.
Well, that's apples and oranges. I'm comparing it to like the first gen Habu.
The other foamy ones. I have no idea. I have to look it up. Yeah, I only be guessing. But this flies very slow, very lightweight, very easy to fly. So, move the camera, sorry. And did you saw it's got a rubber nose?
Yeah, like Lee.
So the rubber nose has got these oversized tires. That's no retracts. There's oversized wheels for tall grass and for bouncy landings. And it's only 4-channel, so it's very simple. But I think they got the aerodynamics really good on this. It really can fly at a crawl.
Okay. And
it's 3X, so it can self-stabilizing.
Okay. So that was one of the concerns I had before, that even if it's slow for an EDF, it's going to be kind of fast. So if safe is keeping the wings level, do you think it's still slow enough that people who are new at flying have enough time to think about what they're doing before it flies off to the horizon?
Yeah, I specifically tested that. I said, how slow can this thing fly and stay in the air? And it's actually surprisingly slow. It'll fly trainer-like slow. Just puffing around, really low throttle. It's got aileron rudder mixing on it, so it kind of helps kick it over and turns to help turn it at slow speeds. I don't know if you saw in the video where I was in a full stall, just holding full back elevator, and I was still able to do a rudder turn with it without it dropping a wing or anything really strange. So, yes, I think this is will it fly slow as a apprentice? No, but it's really close.
Okay.
It's almost as slow as an apprentice could fly.
Okay.
What's your flight time?
I honestly don't remember. I never timed it.
Good, bad, indifferent?
Good. It's got really good flight time. Easily 5 minutes.
Okay.
Or more, because you're not flying very much throttle. It's interesting that the transmitter, this one came with the transmitter, and the transmitter has a telemetry in it to tell you the onboard battery power. Although it's kind of crude, it's just 4 lights. There are 4 lights! And so, I don't have a timer. I forgot to really time it, but I had it ran for quite a while, and I still had power left in the battery when I landed it. So,
well, a rookie's not going to care about specific voltages anyway. They just want some quick reference.
And that's what all it is. It's a quick reference. I think it beeps when it gets really low, but there's a quick little light reference, and it just kind of. I've never run a battery out, but I think roughly 5 minutes is what I was flying before I landed it, and I still had power left, so I could probably squeeze quite a bit more out of it.
I'm sorry if you mentioned it. What battery does it use?
It uses either a 3 or 4S.
Like 3,000 something?
4S 4,000.
4,000. Okay.
Yeah, 4S 4,000, and I'm sorry, 3S 4,000. A 4S, I think I put a 3,200 in it or something like that.
Okay.
So when are you pushing it to 5?
Yeah, it's not very fast on 3S. It's you're not going to get anywhere quickly on 3S. 4S really livened it up quite a bit.
Okay.
5, I don't know. It'd be interesting to try a 5S. I do have a 5S battery.
And a smoke machine.
And a smoke machine.
Smoke machine included.
I should try it and see if it smokes anything. I have a watt meter, so maybe I can see what the controller. It's got an unusual receiver. It's got their sort of. I don't know if you saw that. It's not their normal AS3X receiver. I think it's the same one that's in their Apprentice STS
Okay.
with the GPS plug-in. Oh yeah, we talked about the auto LAN. I didn't get it, but it's got a little plug-in module here. You pull this little thing out, and you can plug in the auto LAN module or something like that. Auto flare.
Right.
Yeah,
Okay.
we're talking about, that's what we thought.
Yeah.
It was.
Yeah. So, but they give you a dummy plug, inlet and outlet for cooling air. So I've already got a club member eyeballing it. He said, "Ooh, hello." So if you want a jet, but you want something that's very low stress jet, you can't go wrong with this one. This is perfect.
And it just, to me, it just begs, take the gear off, 3D print some, what do you call it? Not removable, biodegradable. No, what am I looking for?
I don't know what you're looking for.
Replacement skids that you can put on there. Just lay it on the freaking concrete. And
No, don't even do that. Just take it off and hand launch it.
I know you can hand launch it. I'm saying when you land, though, if you don't have grass or something, you could put a little, skid on there.
Yeah, I guess so.
I think you can get a couple of miles per hour taking that gear off.
Yeah, the gear is pretty draggy, probably. Although the wheels are pretty thin.
It's for beginners, so
yeah. If you want it draggy,
I'm not talking about beginners. I'm talking about Fitz putting a 5S in there.
Oh, right.
Yeah. Oh yeah, to see how fast I can get it right. I didn't think of that, man. I should have consulted you before I finished
tape there and there and there.
Now you saw I had a problem landing it the first couple of times because it wouldn't stop flying. You cut the throttle off, the thing just kept gliding and gliding and gliding. It's like,
your first landing went forever.
Yes.
So all right. So I need your synopsis. Wide-eyed kid walks into the hobby shop who's never flown before, comes out with that. What are the odds of success without an instructor?
That's about the same as any other plane. Not very good. Get an instructor. Definitely, I wouldn't try it without an instructor. Now, this one came with the flight simulator.
Okay.
So conceivably go home, plug in the flight simulator, and play on that for quite a while, and then take this out and be successful with it.
The sim is some basic version of Real Flight?
Yeah, it's a stripped down version of Real Flight. They call it the trainer version. So it's got like just a half a dozen planes or so in it, all trainer types.
Okay.
And one field. But it does have a really neat narration. A virtual instructor. It says, okay, this stick does this stick does that. Now move the stick this way. Oh, here you go. Now, if you do this, it'll take off, or you turn this way, and that kind of stuff. So you could get pretty far. A kid probably could be pretty successful if he follows the virtual flight instructor and play with that for several weeks and then before going out with this.
Can you select who the instructor is?
No, but I made a suggestion in my video.
Red Fox, pull up, dummy.
Dummy. You crash. I'm coming, Elizabeth.
or Mr. T.
What's the price tag?
I don't remember. Was it $399?
I don't know.
No, $299.
Like a true reviewer. What? You have to pay for these things?
I know I looked, but I forgot.
Yeah, I'm horrible about knowing the price of this stuff.
That's usually the question you go to the field too. Says, well, how much is it? Like, I'd like candy.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm the same way.
That's $399 with as a ready to fly, which comes with a transmitter and simulator. You can get the other version, a bind and fly, not bind. Yeah, I think a bind and fly, which is that 350, 240. You guys look it up or
no?
Free something.
This is your show.
All right, I'll look it up real quick. Let's see if I can find it. Real sorry.
That's okay.
Viewers are getting it faster than you.
So you can get a plug and play. So my mouse button is.
Don't worry about it. It's okay. I'm sorry I asked.
No. It's coming up. For some reason, internet's slow or something.
Yeah, I can't imagine what's taking up all your bandwidth.
Yeah, really. It says waiting for Horizon. Well, it's not my fault. Horizon is
I'm looking forward to the follow-up video on putting that into 5S. Do you think the ESC would support a 5S, or are you going to swap it out?
I'd be wary of that, but I'd have to double check, see what the amp rating is. What I need to do is put it on 4S and see what it pulls, and then give me an idea how close I am to the limit.
Yeah.
So I don't know what happened to Horizon. It tanked out.
Yeah. Don't worry about it.
Yeah. Well, anyways,
Something less.
Buck just said 219 BNF, which that's pretty.
Oh, wow. That's a huge
Okay.
difference.
Yeah, it's a big difference.
That's the one I'd buy.
So that would be minus simulator, minus transmitter, probably minus battery.
Oh, that's right. This came with a battery and a charger too.
Yeah.
So this is a complete ready to fly.
Oh, right. That's another thing we talked about. Those USB chargers that we kind of joked about.
Yeah.
Were we right to joke about it?
Yeah, you were right. I didn't even bother using it. I forgot to mention it, but yeah, I did mention in the video that it take like 2 hours roughly to charge a battery.
I'm surprised you could pull 2 amps through a USB charger. I think that's what you said the charge rate was. So
yeah, charger is about 2 amps. So yeah.
So, why is my laptop fan running? That's so why.
Yeah. So anyway, so I was calling me impressed. It was pretty impressed how it flew. I was, we kind of ragged on him a little bit, but I think it's not bad. Like I said, I could, if somebody showed up to the field with this, says, "I want to learn how to fly," and this is what I have. I said, "Yeah, okay, no problem."
Because here, I'll fly that for you.
Yeah, I'll fly for you.
All right,
here's how you fly inverted, kid.
Well, no, I think maybe Vince will have the sympathy for the plane, saying, "Let me get a good flight in it first before you destroy it."
Yes, sympathy flight. Plus, it's got a rubber. I mean, how can you hurt it? It's got a rubber nose cone.
Yeah. Has air brakes.
It's got air brakes.
Just stop before you hit the ground. All right, so I guess we all should eat a healthy dose of crow, but I'm glad it worked out for you. Yeah, you too, Lee. You too.
How am I getting crow? I was the one who drew the funny picture of the landing gear on the picture, and then I was the one making fun of the charger.
Right, that's my point.
But he agrees with me.
No, okay.
We'll go back.
So.
Go back. I'm not.
All right, so did we have anything else on our loose agenda?
I have 2 things on our loose agenda, but did you have something you wanted to throw in?
Well, no, if we were looking for something else to talk about, I've got a curveball I could throw, but you do your thing.
No, I got another curveball to throw back at you, but I have
you throw first.
Well, I will announce the winner of the battery.
Oh, right. That's good.
If that's going to be odd. So if you listen to our show and if you're here and you entered, I had picked up one of these graphene batteries. This is we talked about the box.
Expand your window.
Oh yeah, sorry. Thanks to Fitz.
Yeah.
All right. So this is how these graphene batteries come out, and it's really impressive. So has little lifts up here. Ooh, ah. I mean, nobody just get a little. It comes in a little velvet pouch.
Or like Crown Royal.
Yes. And here you go. Ah, there you go. Brand new. I checked the voltage. They're all 3.8. All cells look good. It doesn't look like it's ever used. It does have a XT60. That's what Terry guessed. So he was right. And the winner, and I pulled up the name here. Out of all the entries, I've got a lot of good entries. Thank you, everybody, for entering. Bernard Adderley from Oklahoma.
Oh, congrats.
Yay, Bernard.
Yep.
Congrats, Bernard. It's good. It's a good battery. Go fast.
I have
power. Well,
Bernard was smart. He did include his address in the email, so I will send that out hopefully next week, and he might get it before Christmas.
Okay.
All right. So Crash and Dash just said we should 3D print something like a PT19, a Cox PT19. Now we've talked about that before. Actually, I don't know if we talked about 3D printing it, but I know we've talked about replicating something that is obviously a Cox PT19.
Oh, there goes Fitz. He's going to go grab one. Watch
but
this.
For RC. Do you have a PT19?
Is he really? Am I gonna...
Oh, okay. You've got your Cessna.
But it is a Cox Cessna, yes.
Yeah. So I've been wanting to do something similar and maybe even upsize it. And so it's RC, but still obviously a reproduction Cox PT19. And as you guys probably know, that was my first flying model airplane ever. We had enough room in my yard when I was a kid that we could fly it on the 30-foot circle.
Yeah, I think it was my first control line too, was the Cox PT19.
And I've never had one.
No, it's okay.
Yeah, well, don't look on eBay for one now. You'll get sticker shock.
I think I talked to Tony about that. I don't know if it was on the show or just on the offline, but yeah, they're crazy prices.
Which is surprising because they made 1 billion of them, but I don't know what. I guess they all got destroyed or something. I don't know.
Yeah.
It's like a Volkswagen Beetle, man. You can't get one for the price you paid back then.
Yeah.
People will pay top dollar to relive their childhood.
So that's an interesting theory to print, but you can make a nice replica PT19 Took some liberties with the design, but a nice RC
Yeah.
one. Pretty neat. Yeah.
So that's floating around in the back of my brain. One day I'll do something. And there may already be some files out there on Thingiverse. I don't know.
Yeah,
We should
maybe.
look.
Oh. Hmm.
Ooh.
Speaking of printing things, without giving away too much, Lee, are you progressing on your latest airplane?
No.
Okay.
Unfortunately, that hasn't gone well. I can't talk too much about it because it's still beta.
Yeah.
But I've been having problems printing. Well, I mean, I can explain it because it's funny. It's something I was going to talk about only if we had time, but I'll jump on it. I had great results. I was wondering if it was right near me. I had great results with my 337, my second one. I think it worked great and it looked good. The red and white. And I was given plans for a new plane, and it just was not printing on my FL Sun QQ-S Pro.
Say that 3 times fast.
Yeah. But I had actually, after I printed the 337, I hadn't used it, and then I got plans for this other plane. I started to use it, and I just could not get the results good. It was I'm kind of tossed if it's actually a printer issue or if it's Cura. And oddly enough, if I change through the more recent versions of Cura, they're all different. And the first thing we noticed that the STL files the gentleman gave me are pretty large. And when I created the G code and I compared them to like other similar size pieces from my 337, it was like 3 times larger. So part of me was thinking it was Cura, the new 4.7. Well, they've just come out with a 4.8 and I've tried using it, but I'm having the same issue. So I actually kind of backed off and said, I don't think I can help you. I don't have another printer. So you may have to find someone else to help you print it.
Lee, have you ever heard of NetFab?
No.
It's a free program you can get, and you can run the STL through that, and it can go through it and try to fix errors in your file.
Well, if I were to guess, and cut me off, Terry, if I go on too long, but I think the problem is creating.
That was just a practice. Keep going. The next one's for real.
You were just at least speak English.
You see the cane come from the side of the screen?
If any of you have 3D printers, I'd love for y'all to chime in. But I think what's happening is that the STL file may have too much data. And when it's creating the G code, it's just too much data in the curves. It's like it's giving too much. So what's happening is that my head's actually stuttering along curves and it's leaving zits because when it pauses, it's still, extruding. And so it was just awful messy. And I actually did print one piece and I took tons of pictures for this guy. He was like, what the hell did you just print? And I'm like, well, you see that? And then I printed something else that I've had and it prints fine. In fact, speaking of printing, I made this little Christmas ornament. Watch this. It turns. It prints and turns. Isn't that cool?
Yeah, cool.
Funny.
So I just printed this just to test my printer. And except for some extrusion errors, it's like a little too much here and there. But this actually turned out nice. And the way this is, it's not a really smooth curve. I don't know if you can tell with the light, but it's kind of jagged there. It's got facets, but it doesn't have the zits like the print he gave me. So I don't know if it's the program he's using, the CAD program, or Cura is not able to decode it. I know he says I'm having no issues. So maybe he's got the perfect match. But unfortunately, I am not printing this other model that I was kind of excited about, trying to print. So we'll see. I'm in hold.
All right.
Anyway,
so that ornament you just printed, did it print as one piece or 2 separate pieces you assembled?
It prints as one piece.
That's pretty cool.
It actually, and just so you know, it separates. So, but it actually prints in there, and that's how you get it out. When you get it off the board, it looks like this, and you just turn it. Isn't that neat?
Neat.
Yeah, go ahead.
You guys ever see my scissor lift I printed?
You printed a scissor lift.
Yeah. Right here. Hold on.
Not man-rated, I presume.
No, small.
For the cat.
Some genius on Thingiverse designed.
We lost him.
We lost Fitz. He probably grabbed his network cable and yanked it out.
Pay your internet bill, Fitz.
Oh, no. I saw it.
Now he's back.
Momentary.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, I have seen those. In fact, Austin had me print one for him. Now I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, this is neat. It prints like this, and it's all one piece. When you pull it off, you can snap it, and then
Well,
open it up.
Yours is much smoother than mine, the one I printed.
Yeah.
Mine's like, crank it down.
You have to put a cheater bar on there.
I've printed a long time. And this thing has been very useful. I actually need to print another one in the workshop for holding things up. For since it's adjustable, if I'm gluing something or part of a plane, I need to hold it at an angle or all kinds.
The other end.
What's that?
Like hold the other side of a wing up or something.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
So an adjustable spacer.
It's an adjustable spacer, and it actually is pretty far adjustable. I mean, this thing cranks up pretty far, and it's been really useful for all kinds of weird, random things that I do in a workshop. I've used it quite a few times.
All right. Would y'all send me the STL for that? I might have to print one.
Sure.
Wait, this or that?
That.
I'm pretty sure it's that.
Yeah.
So see, when we talk 3D printers, I mean, these things are really useful for us modelers. So all kinds of things.
Let me go grab one. Y'all talk for a second. I'll show you something I did print that's really helpful. I think a lot of viewers might like.
And I got the Eclipse and Stream here, 3D printed plane. I had a little boo-boo with it last time I tried to fly it, so I did some repairs, and now I got it back flight ready again.
Have you already had a video for that one?
No, that's something I'm working on.
All right, so
Okay.
I will take the screen. Little clamp.
Oh, look at that.
And this pivots,
Okay.
But
And that prints as one piece?
no, there's 3 pieces there.
Okay.
But actually, this is on my FL Sun, and it actually turns out really nice. But I use this in the hobby shop a lot. I have 3 of them. They're the other ones right there, the blue ones. But these are very handy, and they go all the way to the top. So you get a nice, just something to hold on to snug. So I recommend.
I'm going to print some jack stands for my car to use out in the garage.
All right. All right. So were you going to talk more about the 3D printing, or were you just asking me where it stood?
It popped in my head, so I was just asking you about that one project, and you just took the ball and ran.
But it's a Christmas ornament.
No, I'm
good.
glad you shared.
All right. Thanks, Scott. So here's the question. Scott, are you asking for the STL for Fitz's or the clamp here? I got mine on Thingiverse. So if you just type the word clamp, go have fun because there are all kinds. In fact, I'm thinking of printing a right angle clamp. Most likely for some of the woodworking I do. You wouldn't use it much for small hobby planes, but they do make this nice right angle clamp. But you can get this on Thingiverse.
Get everything on Thingiverse.
Yeah, a lot of crazy stuff.
You can 3D print a wife.
Yeah, Scott, just head over to Thingiverse. You'll find it.
Yeah, I was trying to look real quick to see if I could find it. It may be called something different. I don't see it.
We can follow up on our
Yeah.
Facebook page.
Yeah, maybe we'll put a link when the show goes into the podcast mode.
All right.
Well, I just realized my laptop charger is not plugged in.
Uh-oh.
So we either better hurry it up or I'm going to go do this while you guys talk.
Oh, I see the chat. Mike Rosnick has a resin printer. Black Friday. Yeah, now you tell us.
Oh, man, that made it's jealous.
Yeah, you can do all kinds of neat stuff. Which one did you get, Mike? Put in the chat which one you got. Because I mentioned last time I'm seriously considering getting a resin printer too.
All right, was there anything else you guys wanted to talk about? Because I do have that other out in left field.
Oh, yeah, you saw me play with the Cox plane real quick.
Oh, yeah.
Show us your cocks.
Yeah, here's my Cox. Excuse me while I whip this out. So this is I know Tony was in the chat. He has one of these. I saw him flying at the small steps, and I picked this up locally. A guy just in the same town, I think, or next town over, had advertised that he had some old planes, and one of these was this. I was like, oh yeah, I would love to have one of those. And as far as I know, it never flew because there's no radio in it, and there was no radio tray or anything like that. The engine was kind of corroded a little bit, some surface corrosion, but I don't think it ran, or if it did ran, it wasn't run very much. So it's been hanging around. Again, now that I have workbenches, I said, hey, let me pull this out and start working on it, get it flight ready. It's a little early for small, but I kind of got in the mood, and so I threw some servos in it real quick, some old servos I had laying around, and I got the engine cranked up, and I went out to the flying field to fly it, and I flew it. It flies great, but I was having engine troubles. The engine would run. It was a little bit inconsistent in the needle valve settings, and I realized something was up when I had to back the needle valve way out to get it to run again, and it ran about half a tank and then quit. I was like, okay, something's wrong with the engine. Let me go I didn't take the engine apart. I just threw fuel in it and ran it. And I really should have taken it apart because when I took it apart, it was all really cruddy. It was, I don't know how it ran. When I looked at the inside, I was like, how does this thing even run? This thing is all kinds of crud and shavings. I don't know what it was, just medra, to use a Portuguese term, just crud. So I took it apart, cleaned it up real nicely, threw it in the sonic cleaner, and I did start it up again. It seemed to run much better, so I'm going to probably take it out again this weekend and run it a couple times. This is a nice flying little plane. It flew really well. Just a little baby bee it's got this muffler thing on it. I don't know if you can see that.
The air quotes muffler?
It actually makes a noticeable difference in the sound.
Okay.
It does. It's surprisingly enough. I think it robs a little bit of power, but it definitely quiets it down quite a bit. Plenty of power. It was a couple times I was like, I wish I could throttle back a little bit. The thing was screaming. Just rudder elevator, just 2 channels. But I can do rolls and loops with it and stuff.
Really?
It was a lot of fun.
ROG?
I didn't do an RG. I hand launched it. Next time I'm going to do an RG.
Okay. Cool.
It was funny though because I was trying to get it started. And I got it started. And the guys, the what do you call it? The guys at the field.
Peanut gallery?
Peanut gallery. That's the term. Was exactly what I was looking for.
Those
like,
assholes.
Yeah. The guys were like, "Man, I don't miss those days." Trying to start the 049s, because saw me going ran. It's like, what's wrong with this thing? Or it run for 2 seconds and then stop. It's like, what the?
Right.
So I'm real happy. I see Tony responded. Yes, get video. I have to get somebody with a video camera. But it is a nice flying little old classic 80s era 049. So, got my hands all slammed up and stuff.
Well, I'm going to tell Fitz, I was amazed that this motor fit perfectly in the bracket for that 049 that was in here.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, wow.
And
Maybe they designed it that way.
They may have. It's really nice. I mean, in a 3S 1300 fits right down in there where the fuel tank was. So I haven't painted this yet. I have done some, foam filling in there out now and then, but it does have that cub tail.
Oh, right.
But I do like flying this. This is one of those, it's kind of like the storage that I have, the flight test storage. It's a fun little, hang around. I brought the storage to Best 2 years ago, I think. And I was just, hanging out there. So lots of fun.
All right, cool. I saw something, or somebody sent me something not long ago that said Baby Bee, I guess with a 6-inch prop, is equivalent to about 42 watts of power. So should
yes, that's right. I actually looked some of that up. And the Baby Bees are 40, and I think the TDs are about 70 watts, roughly.
Okay. So you can generate that easy.
Yeah, it's interesting. Cool. I forgot what I had looked up the TDO20s, and those were a higher power to weight ratio than the 049, at least like a Black Widow 049 or something.
All right, cool. Now, was that your other thing, Lee? Where are we?
I have another thing, but is there anything else you guys want to talk about?
I think we are done.
I'll save the best for last.
The only thing I had was that OS engine, but I don't know if we want to talk about that.
The UAV thing.
Yeah, UAV.
Oh, right. You can mention it. That'll be a quickie because we know nothing about it.
I don't know a whole lot about it
either.
Not that ever shuts us up.
Let's see. Let me get control here. Share screen.
I think you can. Yeah, I think you can share your screen, but just make sure you don't have questionable plastic model stuff up there.
So while he's bringing that up, I may have sent you guys a link to this, but it was a month or two ago. You guys know how I haunt the Facebook classifieds. Somebody in Pennsylvania was selling a new in box Cox Easy Bee with the radio, like straight out of 1980 something, for $50.
Oh wow!
It was too far away for me to justify going, and they wouldn't ship. But yeah, I was like, wow, they do not know what they have.
Dang.
Last time I checked, it was sold.
Oh, sure. Yeah.
I didn't. I'll throw this in while Fitz is still finding the screen. I came across on Facebook another mini bike exactly like mine, and they only wanted $175. And I was like, give me the phone. I was trying to tap as fast as I could to get that sucker, and they sold it. I was like, oh, that would have been awesome because I would have loved to, rebuild another one.
Then you could have races.
Well, and wait, this is the best. I completely forgot to tell you. I had mentioned that in the podcast that my neighbors were jealous Well, my neighbor was actually so jealous, he bought one.
Wow.
He bought a brand new one. So he bought the Coleman version, and it's a nice, I like the paint style on it. But yeah, so today he and Ryan were riding around the cul-de-sac together.
Huh, that's fun.
Do you not see my screen?
I do
Nope.
not.
We
Oh,
see
I have
you.
to add it to the stream. Sorry, I have to add it to the stream. That was my fault. And it won't let me add it. I can't add it to the stream, Fitz.
It freaks out every time you click.
Yeah, there we go.
There we go.
Okay. Just took a while.
you see
Ooh,
it?
pretty.
Yeah, I thought this was kind of neat. There was something I had seen. I don't know. Is it still here? So obviously, this is not really meant for modelers. I think it's meant for UAV professional, government, military, commercial use or something. But it is really neat looking, and it's a 4-stroke gas engine, 80 cc.
It absolutely positively has to go through those mountains, over the trees.
Yeah. Well, it's neat. It's got an ECU. I mean, usually you only see that in turbines and the fuel pump. It's just really neat looking. And I thought I read somewhere that it had a built-in power generator too. I don't see that listed here. I mean, how many gas engines you have has a 32-bit CPU? But it would just be awesome for an airplane too.
Just overkill.
Yeah.
I paid $10,000 to put this on my cup.
Well, anyways, I thought that was pretty neat.
Yeah. But
actually, what's that?
Well, I have a question before you go off that page. Bring that back up, Lee.
I can't. He removed it.
Oh, well, there was a link there for OS Locomotive. What the heck is that?
Oh yeah, they make locomotive engines. They've done that for years.
Locomotive, like,
Hold on, let me give it back.
like the ones right around in your yard?
No, the model trains.
Like electric ones.
I think this is it. Oh, wrong one. I'm sharing the wrong screen. Where did it go? Did I click off of it?
Way to go, Terry.
Yeah, I know.
Hold on.
And mark this moment, the first time we talk about model trains
screen.
on our podcast.
There we go. Okay, try that.
There we go. So where do you see
Okay.
it?
Okay.
Where are they? Well, I guess you can write them.
I can't
look
read
at
it.
that. See? You laughed at me, but
No, I don't think
live, does it say live steam locomotives? Okay. Interesting. Okay, so
So,
we'll have to read that. That's too small
Yeah.
for me to see, but
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
pretty cool.
but yeah, OS has been doing this for a long time. It's one of those. I think it's basically the Japanese market. I don't think I've ever seen one in the States, but I remember seeing the catalogs many years ago.
okay. Cool. All right, back to flying stuff.
Something new.
Hurry, see what tabs he has open.
He's got 40,000.
Oh, leave me the tabs alone.
It's all plastic model.
Actually, somebody sent me another really neat engine.
Information about or an actual engine?
No information about. And there's some video and
Okay.
stuff. If you want to see it real quick. It's sort of an inside-out rotary engine.
Okay.
We should do a screenshot of Terry and I going, what?
A Wankel rotary or a
Like a
Nolan
Wankel.
rotary? Okay.
It's like a Wankel. Give me 2 seconds. I found that email.
I just realized what a funny word Wankel is. It's like an insult. You big Wankel.
You Wankel, like a wanker. All right, let me share screen. Application.
I have a Wankel. Did I tell you guys that? Of the
Oh,
OS,
Yeah, I think-
OS?
I've got, new in box, OS 30 Wankel.
So look at Piston's inside-out rotary X engine. This one, you have to watch the video to see how it works because it's really kind of funky. But they do put it in an airplane.
Okay.
Can you see that video?
Yeah.
I don't
Animation.
I don't think the audio will play for us, Fitz.
Oh,
Yeah, that's okay.
see if they have they had it in a go-kart, and then they stuck it in a.
All right, so here's the important part.
Here's a kind of picture of it.
Oh, wow, it really compresses.
Yeah, it's basically a 4-stroke with 3 chambers.
But instead of a triangular piston, it's kind of
Yeah, it's sort of a
ovular.
sort of a, what do you call it? Peanut-shaped piston.
Huh.
Now they had these ducted fan things on the side. I'm not quite sure what those were for. There's a
supercharger.
and here they having some sort of really big airplane, a UAV, and there you go. And it cranks right up. Watch this.
Huh.
And so apparently it has a lot of the power to weight is really good on it.
Okay.
But it revs pretty high. I think they're talking up to 15,000 RPMs
Yeah.
on or something equivalent to like a 30 cc, I think.
Wasn't that pretty common for Wankels?
Yeah, you're right. They do rev pretty high. So
Or high RPM, lower torque type things.
So I think they're advertising it for UAV use. It's not really for a hobby use. But if you look, maybe we'll get a link to it for this. If you look down, there's another video that goes in depth. Where was it? Somewhere on how it works. Saw it earlier. Where did it go? Or you go to their website. I forgot where it was, but it actually has an animation because you see this is the shaft.
Mm-hmm.
It's also part of the inlet.
The air induction?
Air induction goes through the shaft, and it's got a weird way of exhaust. It's just really funky.
Huh.
I think the exhaust ports here. And you can see the spark plugs. There's 3 of them for each chamber. Yeah, here you are. You can see my mouse. I'm not sure if you can see that.
Yeah.
So look it up. Maybe we'll put a link. It's really funky here. Can I put a link in the chat?
Sure.
I think. Can I leave comments?
Yeah, of course you can. When you go to comments, you don't have an option to say post comment?
No, it says log in. Shoot.
Oh, yeah. I got the same thing.
Well, we'll just have to put it on our Facebook page.
Yeah.
Well, here, I think I put it in the private chat. Maybe you can cross-post it, Lee.
Okay. I see it. News Atlas.
Yeah. There you go. For those on the live chat, you heard it here. All right. I think I'm done with all my stuff. It's off to you, Lee, if you got something you want to.
Are you ready?
Are you ready to rock?
Are you sitting down? On Friday, I take my Part 107 test.
Well, that just came out of nowhere.
Wow. Who are you and what have you done with Lee?
It's funny. I don't know if Stuart's still here, but I actually talked to Stuart briefly about it. But I, about 3 or 4 weeks ago, I decided it would be wise if I got it because, Austin and I are doing some videos together.
Okay.
And it was this was before Mr. Philly, Mr. Philly guy. So
I just want to fly.
So I've been thinking about it, and we actually have talked about it. And I think if you are a longtime listener of the show, I don't like the word drone because I don't like how they use it to describe our aircraft. But as far as being a Part 107 pilot, I have respected those who have gone that extra step, extra mile to be certified and to use, them for good, not for flying down streets, BV loss. So anyway, I have been studying. It may be a longer podcast discussion to have, so I won't do it all here on the live show.
Yeah, I definitely want to hear how the whole process of going through that. So
well, I wonder if anybody who's on the show right now who's watching is in fact Part 107 certified. And
Flycam DFW, he was on earlier. He is.
Yeah. I tell you, my quick thought is that I felt like what I was expecting. It was probably way more information than a typical commercial UAS pilot should have. The weather, the charts, the chart as far as chart reading. I mean, I'm getting it, but there are some stuff about aeronautic decision making that's just really picky on certain areas that I think makes it difficult. But I will quickly wrap this up. On the good thing is I've been telling Cindy, I basically want to get 95 or better. I'd like to feel that I am at least an A student in this. I see a lot of people who are posting 80s and stuff, and to me that doesn't warrant having the Part 107, especially because there is no flight test. I mean, if you're going to be a commercial pilot, technically, I think you should at least have some kind of exam that shows you using the skills, and they don't. So that's kind of one of those negatives I have about it. So I told her, I said, you know what, I got to make a 95 or better. I wanted to get 100, but I know they're rare, but I'm 95 or 100. So
what's a passing grade?
An 80.
Okay.
The last 3 tests I've taken, the first one I took actually like right when I started just to see how I could do was like a 92. But my last 2 tests from different locations, both were 95.
All right.
Yeah. And the thing was, on the last test, I realized I had done one of those dumb click moments, where it's like I knew what I meant to click. And then when I pulled up the answers, I was like, that's not what I clicked. Obviously, I was like, that's not right. So I probably would have gotten higher. So I feel confident I'll pass. But maybe on the podcast or another podcast, we'll talk about it because I'd like to at least share my thoughts and opinions and views on this thing.
Right. But do share what study guide you used.
I went with the Pilot Institute.
Okay. Is that one you have to pay for?
It is paid for. It was online. I thought it was excellent. So I can give more input on that later. And I felt better doing that than, you know what, I'll tell you, it made me angry going out to YouTube. And I tried not to go look at any Part 107 YouTube videos at all. And I didn't go to them until after I was past the halfway point in my class with the Pilot Institute. Mm-hmm. But hearing people go, you know what, I studied for 3 days and I passed the test with an 82. I was like, that does not make someone feel good that you know what you're doing. I mean, yeah, you got it. And it just made me angry that someone got it just by just quickly guessing answers or something like that. I wish it was taken a little bit more serious. Not that I want the test to be harder. I mean, I still think, you should get 90 or better. But anyway, I'm looking forward to taking it and having that in my pocket.
All right. I just want to I see Michael Rosnick says you set up to be an online test of your full-scale certificate, but I think you have to be current, right? If you can post, Mike, if that only works if you're current. Because I thought about that too. I heard that. It's like, oh, well, I got a certificate, but I'm not current. So I had to do like what Lee did. And you see, Lee Scott says he can sign off your IACRA.
Well, in fact, my neighbor, I've been talking with my neighbor. He's actually a commercial pilot, a jet pilot, and he is a certified instructor, I guess, or certified.
He's a certified idiot, as they say.
Oh. But just kidding. I've mentioned him before, but he flies model airplanes. He's got like 5 or 6 in his garage, and he had mentioned he took the Part 107 just to get it, and he got 100. But on that, it's because he's already a pilot. He just had to go through most of the policies for Part 107. So that didn't make me feel too bad. But I'm just curious about other people that have taken it. We can certainly wrap this up. I know it was surprising to you guys. I told Cindy, it's like, I'm going to throw this on these guys, but it was good to go sit in a classroom. I haven't been in a classroom for some time. I've been my own boss for so many years, and I thought his videos were very good. It's up to you whether you want to just read the material or have someone online. I feel like it was worth it. And I've studied very hard. In fact, we went to San Antonio yesterday for Austin's marching band concert. They placed 10th in state, which was awesome. Oh, nice. And the whole drive there, METAR, TAF, sectional,
yeah.
codes. I was just eating it all up. So I was glad of my scores today. I hope that I get that on Friday.
All right. Well, good luck.
Thank you.
I'm proud of you.
Local place you take it at a local.
I'm going to Hooks.
Hooks, okay.
Yeah.
FSO, I think they call it, right? No, something else. I don't know. It's been so long since
it's a training center. They do all the all the tests.
Oh, that's right. Yeah. So, well, good luck.
There you go. Surprise.
Well, I do have one follow-up question. You led this off by saying that you and Austin are doing drone stuff. So, do you have ambition to do commercial type things?
That was the idea. I after doing some research on what a remote piloting command certification is, it at least would allow me to have that license to say, if there's a company I want to work for that does like real estate photography, because I mentioned it, I'd like to do something like that. I would have loved to have done this for weddings when I was in that business. That would have been me just playing the whole time. Well, I'm not done yet with my shot. So I will go out and start looking for those positions. I mean, it'd be great to find a company that's already got their equipment on hand and they are just looking for certified pilots to join their crew. And I think I'd add value because of my experience of flying. and
Sure.
I do hope that's what makes me hireable, or above the others, because I do have a good background. And I have no issues with the Part 107, except to say it should be harder. It should include a actual flight test, and they should have ranks. I really think they should have those who do small, again, real estate photography, small items, maybe including altitude, and then work your way up. Now, there is already a carrier classification, but we're talking about, Google and Amazon.
Mhm.
But I think people should, just like in other jobs, I think you should earn higher positions for trying harder.
It's just like an airman's test. What do you call it? When you get a real pilot license, you take the test, but you also have to prove airmanship with a certified
Exactly. And
examiner.
now I got to be careful, because me saying that might go the FAA. Well, we should.
Well, that's a good idea. Everybody, stop flying.
Well, I'd have to ask my good friends here, if you went out and you saw someone who said, I got my Part 107, it took me, no big deal. It took me a week to get it. And you see them flying and it doesn't look like they're being very safe or something like that. You may not have the confidence in that person. And I think if you're going to represent that license, you should make everybody else reach the same level. You'd want everybody to fly as best and safe as possible. And the other reason I got it is, guys, we've talked about drones for a long time on our show. And it's not one of those, if you can't beat them, join them. But if you're going to have an opinion, if we're going to try to educate on this podcast, I wanted to know what it was like to get it, so I could provide an educated response and tell people who are not sure what it's all about. And like I said, boy, I've already gone longer than I would hoped. Well, let's do this. Do this again on an audio podcast, and you guys can throw them away at me.
All right. So once again, good luck. I'll be there in spirit.
I'm going to put a little picture of you right there. That's it. That's all I got. Anybody else have any questions who are in the room? And by the way, happy holidays to all of you. This might be our last show. I'm going to be gone after Christmas. We're doing winter camp with the boys. We do a Boy Scout camp that's a week long, and they do a lot of merit badges and stuff. So it's going to be a lot of fun. So I will be out, and I hope all of you, though, get all the goodies you want for Christmas, and all of you that like us sent me goodies, I want for Christmas. Terry.
Yeah. Yeah, that's a good point. This may be our last show for the year.
Yeah, we've typically taken an extended period at the end of the year. I say typically, like we've been around a long time, but the last couple of years we've done that.
So. Yeah, we usually take a little bit of time off, decompress, work on project.
Maybe Fitz and I can do one while Lee's gone. Have a little bit more freedom.
Hey, did you hear Lee got a 69? No. So yeah, and guys who are again watching, let us know what you get. Let us know what the holidays are going to do for you. If you're going to go fly, if you've got something to do, let us know. You can email us, or you can drop us a line on our Facebook page. I'm sure we'll all be posting stuff when we get presents.
Faux show. So, all right, I think that's it. No, I had another thing, but I'll keep it in my back pocket for next time. Because we've been going almost 2 hours here, so.
Well, hour and a half.
Well, thanks everybody for sticking with us. And and I'm looking at the comments. Thanks everybody who, in fact, is a Part 107. And if you want to offline send me an email, your thoughts on it, I would like that. And I'll keep everything anonymous, but send it to the contact at rcroundtable.com. Let me know your thoughts on the test and what it is and why you got it. I mean, I wonder if anybody else here is currently using their license for stuff. We talked about who is it? I'm sorry, again, in Dallas. Fitz, our buddy in Dallas.
Oh, yeah, that's Raymond. Flycam DFW. Yeah.
So I've seen stuff.
Yeah, he does it professionally. So cool beans.
All right. So are we signing off?
Yep.
Right.
I reckon.
All right. Well, thanks everybody. Merry Christmas. Happy Hanukkah. Whatever your holiday of choice is. Have a good one.
Practice safe. I don't know.
Safe flying.
Keep your mask on.
Yeah. Well, use the holidays to hopefully build something, fly something.
Indeed.
Use your time wisely. And,
we'll be back soon. to bring you more joy in your life.
And maybe I might finish something.
There you go.
That's your test.
My test, yeah. Actually finish something.
Exactly. All right.
All right, then. Well, thanks everybody for joining us. I think we kind of just very likely our last show of the year. So happy holidays, everybody, as we said before. And we hopefully will see you next year. Hopefully next year will be a little better than this year.
Pretty low bar.
Make sure your Christmas toast is, please 2021 be better than this year.
Yeah. There's a lot of things. I can tell you guys, I lost a sort of extended family member a couple of weeks ago. So the hit for 2021, for 2020.
Ugh, goodness.
Yeah, but at least this one lived a nice long life, so it wasn't a big hit. But anyways, thanks everybody in the chat. Good to see a lot of great names of people we know. February, all right, you guys got a swap meet in February, Lee?
That's what Stuart says.
Well, I'll be there. I need to get rid of some stuff.
Come hang out with us. All right, guys. We'll talk to y'all soon.
Bye-bye.